And we're back. Long hiatus. We have a new face. Welcome,
Same
everybody.
guy, just a different face. I got
Look
plastic
at that.
surgery. And
Wow.
Dan, you look different.
I know, right?
Oh, 2026. What is it? March, right in the middle of Texas 2K week. I'm watching the highlights or low lights if you are watching all these cars hit the walls.
None of us are there.
None of us are there.
I wish I was there. I wish I was watching.
Yeah, it's a blast. I'm just so busy. I'm lucky to get away for the first Shift Sector in April for 3 days, but it's in Texas, 2.5 hours away from me. So for Taylor and I, it's a nice, it's close.
Well, is Taylor's gonna have a car for that?
Well, I may have a car. I'm not going to have a shoulder.
What?
I've got to have shoulder surgery next week. So I'm out this time and not the car.
Wait a minute. Isn't your car an automatic? Just hold on with one arm.
Yeah. And I thought about that, but it should be making considerably more power this time. And if I need to keep it straight, I'm going to be in a disadvantage.
You need both arms?
Well, and it's my dominant arm, too. So that's going to be the tricky situation.
Dominant arm.
Well, I one-arm drive. I drive with my left arm, and I'm right-hand dominant, right? But I drive with my left, bro.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, but Jason, do you have a car that's fast enough that you really have to correct anything?
Do you have a car? Do you even have a car, Jason?
Yeah, do you even have a car?
Again.
Just kidding. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Hondo, unfortunately.
All right. So for those who are just listening, because we do have listeners, we have Jason Shift Sector on the podcast, which he might be more of a regular. I don't know, Jason. You tell me. You want to be more of a regular?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would like to. Yeah,
all right.
I enjoy talking shit with you guys, and I love the cars, and I love the race scene. And all of the stuff, TX2K through Shift Sector through whatever else we want to talk about. I think you guys are F1 fans too, and we could talk all kinds of car.
Oh yeah.
I'm here to talk about everything.
Everything and anything. Everything.
All of our vices.
Well, good. Okay, so getting back to Taylor's car, which has been, we're talking about the 997.2 camo blue car that had a nice build. He was making 1,300-ish, right? Scrapped that and sent it to AIM Performance. And
literally wadded it up and threw it in the trash and started over.
And they said, this is junk, and we're going to start over. Yeah. No, that's what I heard. I thought.
Some of it was junk, yes.
All right. So apparently it's coming back as the biggest package they can make, I think. I don't know. Tell us, Taylor.
Well, I guess on Instagram the other day, we called it an ES 1500. It's supposed to be a similar build or the same main components as Dave Briggs' car, the 991 that rules all. The difference is the PDK. The first gen PDK is a little different than the 991, so that's going to be the biggest difference. But engine build, I mean, it's sent the engine to Turkey. Emre built it. It's back. We got it.
It's a serious package. What Dave runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he run 221, Jason?
Something like that. Yeah. I think he keeps re-breaking his own 991 record.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had such a love-hate relationship with this car because there's always been like one main problem that I'm kind of driving around at the events, that if I can just get out to an event and break my previous record, I'm cool. I don't need to push it quite as much as Dave. That may change at some point if I, once I start getting some more seat time in it. But for now, I just want a car that I can drive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been awful. You try to get it home and it doesn't even act on the street. It's just been so unreliable.
Yeah.
Is the weak link the PDK usually on those cars?
I mean, from a mechanical standpoint, no. The challenge that I saw, number one, we had just too many people involved in the build. Different shops, different tuners, everybody's saying they could do this and that. And then when something doesn't work, there's a lot of finger pointing. And that's just inherently what happens with a build and lots of people involved. But I think the biggest issue was getting the TCU to cooperate with the Cyvex. And you know, I went through various tuners. I had everything from people really not putting in the time to absolutely getting stiffed and basically took me for my money. And now I have a bunch of worthless stuff where I never got a tune delivered. So I'm thinking now that I have, you know, the one shop built it all. The same tuner does the TCU and Cyvex. I think we should be able to get it to work this time. I never broke the PDK. It was just always some issue with either it wasn't shifting when it was supposed to, or like on the street, it would, when I'd go up an incline and a downshift would be commanded, not like wide open throttle, just cruising. The PDK would freak out and go into an error mode, lock me into gear. And so I'd be cruising along in traffic and it would lock me in 6th gear. And then I got to slow down. I got to, cycle the key, turn the car off, turn it back on again. So it was just a nightmare to drive on the street. Almost got rear-ended several times because
yikes. All right, so so AIM is going to completely sort the car on the street before they send it to you? I mean,
that's the plan, yeah.
So we'll see it in Connersville then, hopefully.
Hopefully, as far as like, I talk to the AIM guys all the time, and there's a little more fab work that it needed. We thought we'd be able to salvage some stuff, and we got in there and realized, hey, this isn't going to quite cooperate like we thought. And so I've been told that we're very, very close to getting it on the dyno. In fact, last time I talked to Ryan, he said he was waiting. I can't remember exactly. He was waiting for Emre to log in and tweak some stuff. And I know they've got a couple fittings we're waiting on, and then we'll probably send some parts to powder coating just to make it look a little bit nicer. And should be literally off to the races.
No
pun intended.
I mean, in the meantime, I've taken on, several other car builds because that's my vice.
Yeah. Well, you'll have the only, honestly, like 997.2 PDK, you'll have the only one that hopefully, I mean, I'm optimistic, like I said, because of AIM and all their experience, I think it helps. But like, you'll have the only like high horsepower. And I don't know of any other 997.2 PDK that has successfully run outside after 800 horsepower,
There's two others. I mean, Jody has a pretty stout car.
Who?
Jody.
Jody's his PDK, huh?
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, he's run good the last couple of events. I've seen him.
I don't remember. I want to say he's got he doesn't have the record. LCE had a car that ran for a long time, and I want to say that was like a 211 997.2 PDK. But they were over in Europe, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where that car is now. I think they may have retired it from racing. I don't know. That was Longboarder's old car, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I know he had his was fast, but again, his was like I remember that car.
I don't think it wasn't totally built. It wasn't totally built.
Yeah, it wasn't totally built at all. But the thing is, Longboarder always has these cars that's like the car makes like, literally he'll be like, the car makes like 580 wheel and goes like 186. I'm like, what the fuck? No way.
Yeah,
he always finds
a way to like
he has like the perfect like tune to the race gas and everything runs perfect. And he makes the fastest cars that on paper, like with the horsepower, like, and I believe him. It's not like he's sandbagging, but it's like he'll be like, I make like 630. And then he'll go out there and run some unreal speed. I'm like, how the hell are you doing that on?
Sandbagger.
That's how Adam's always been. because he's like weird. He's like very about like being the most efficient at what you could get for literally bolt-ons. I mean, he's a bolt-on car, but very, very fine-tuned for a specific race gas. You know, aggressive, but like, you know, again, stock motor, but just bolt-ons. You know, maybe like the little turbine upgrade, but like nothing crazy. Not like a real build, and he's always fast. That's what he's all about.
Well, my 997.2 was a pretty good bolt-on package. I mean,
yeah,
I had stock turbos. I was bolt-ons and methanol, and ran a 5.5 60 to 130, and it ran like clockwork. And it was, I mean, granted, that's not like that's not a half-mile car, but it was a great package and running stock turbos, and it ran great.
For the street is perfect.
It was a fun little street car.
Is perfect. Yeah.
And I think Jody is running, you know, low 200s consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. You know,
so
and he makes
those
the
are
track
the other 2.2s out there that are.
I always forget that he's PDK, but yeah, he had, you know, like the last 2 or 3 events, he's like the first few events he came out, he was always braking.
I know.
And I was not saying something like broke, but the car was always having little issues. I'd see him do a pass, and then I'd see him under the car, you know?
Yeah.
And then the last like 3, I think at least 2, but probably 3 events, he's just hot lapping the car, and it's just running fast over and over again. So I don't know whatever he did to fix it, but I'm super happy for him because, I mean, the guy has showed up like on a Sunday morning, would leave like, he's like East Coast, right?
In Indy.
And he'd be like,
yeah.
And he would like show up, and he would like hit me up like Friday night, like at like 11 p.m. Like, bro, do you have spots? I'm like, bro, like we're starting tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna leave tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna be there like 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. And he'd show up and do like one pass, break, and then drive home. And I'd be like, oh, this poor guy, right? And he kept doing it. But now he's showing up for the whole weekend, and his car's running good. So I'm really excited for him. And I think he told me that he's trying to win his class this year. So he's gonna go to.
So he's got to come to every event.
He's coming. Yeah, he said he's coming because he was so last minute. Every time he's like, I'm planning. I'm gonna come early. I'm gonna bring my family with me. I guess to get, you know, they're gonna have like a motorhome for Hondo, and I'm like, that's great. You know, that's what.
What class is he running in? Is he doing all-wheel drive or ethanol?
Is it ethanol or all-wheel drive? I think it's ethanol. I think he's an ethanol class. I think last year he came in like 3rd or 4th, so he was close.
I don't know. Porsches are a little handicapped in both those classes. I mean,
but you see, the problem is, and a little secret for those thinking about racing the half mile, because underground racing and all these other V10s have been so dominant in all-wheel drive and ethanol. Well, ethanol sort of opens up to the Vipers now because Dave Pitzer did a ridiculous job last year, just dominated. He went to pretty much every race and won every race he went to, so he just destroyed everybody in the Calvo Viper in ethanol class. But basically between ethanol and all-wheel drive, historically for many years, like all the V10s, you know, and underground racing, they just show up in their Huracans or R8s and just destroy everybody. So last year, Jeff Naughton in his Sissio GTR won and only attended 2 events out of 5.
Wow.
He attended Kansas, won both days, and attended Indy and won
all 3
the first 2 days. And then I think the 3rd day, he
didn't have to run.
Day, he didn't have to run. Yeah. But he did race. But I think because nobody wants to sign up in all-wheel drive because they think that Mark Row's going to show up and go 260 every time, right?
Yeah. But he doesn't do it every time.
All that did was scare everyone off. So everyone's scattered into the other classes. They're all filtered out between, you know, like between all-wheel drive and ethanol. Now they're like in all these other. A lot of them went to ethanol, and they just all scattered. They're all over the place. So, yeah. So I mean, Jeff Naughton showed up and won, and his GTR goes what 217, 218?
No, he hit 220. Yeah,
220. Right. I mean, but like 220, you think. I got a 220 mile per hour GTR. I have no chance against, you know, the Lambos that are going 250.
But that car does it all every time. It's so consistent. And if you just go every day and do that, and that's what he figured out in Kansas. He's like, oh, I'm in the lead,
round, right?
Yeah, just these 2 days, I'm in the lead. He goes, I'm going to go to Indy,
exactly,
and I could play this way and win.
Yeah,
you know, and here I am going to every event. This guy shows up. He goes to 2 events. But you know what? I don't know.
Those guys don't. There are guys that are racing the season, and there are guys that are going for either their personal best or for individual records, right?
Yeah.
These Lambo guys aren't racing the whole season, and even when they like Jeff showed up to Indy, which has, I mean, like, I don't even think he placed top 10 at all. No, not even close. I don't think he placed top 10 on trap speeds for the weekend.
Right.
But he just made every round because you still have to make your rounds and make passes, right? And these Lambo guys are the twin turbo Audi guys are not. They don't care about making the rounds. They're just like they go when the car is perfect, when the temps are right and everything. And they're trying to go 250, 255, 260, whatever. They're skipping that 1 to 3 o'clock semifinal round, even if they qualify, right? So then, but Jeff is out there just doing 10 runs a day. Hot lap in the car, and it's so reliable, and he consistently runs 215 to 220 that he just keeps advancing, and then the guys miss the semifinals in the Lambos. Next thing you know, he's in the finals, and then he wins because whoever he's racing against, whoever, you know what I mean, like breaks or something. So, I mean, like last year, to be honest, like, I mean, there are a lot of guys that could have won last year. Like, I think a couple of AMS Lambos or R8 showed up to Hondo and just they just swept the field all weekend. But then, like, they didn't show up the rest of the year. You know, if they would have showed up to Indy, they could have given Jeff a run for his money because they were also running like 230. Ooh. And they could have won.
Well, look, if you play your cards right, you don't have to run 10 times a day. If you play your cards right, you can run a minimum of 4 times a day and still win.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3. You qualify, you semi-qualify, and you win the final. So, maybe do a Hail Mary run in the morning, because now you're allowing that the entire day is qualifying. So now we can get a Hail Mary run and qualify with it, right?
Well, you still have to qualify. You just have to be top 4 by 1 o'clock. That hasn't changed.
So you can run that the first run of the day at 9 o'clock.
You can run that first run of the day, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that doesn't apply to runs later.
Yeah.
But you just have to be top 4. What I always tell people is you should save your Hail Mary for Sunday afternoon. That you should go out there and make your good test hit between 9 and 1, right? Make it like just a good solid hit. You don't have to be full boost or anything. You want to see where you stand in the standings in your class, right? So if you're like first or second or third, you might be done for the morning. You might not have to run again. You just have to qualify in the top 4. If you're like sort of third or fourth, and there's like a bunch of guys like right below you that are within 5 mile per hour, then maybe go out there and try to improve, right? But if you're first or second, you might be good for the morning. And then when you get to the semifinals, now we changed our format for the semifinals. You heard that, right?
Yeah, the top 4 qualify, 1 and 4 race, 2 and 3 race. Is that right?
Yeah, 1 versus 4 races and 2 and 3. So now, as long as you qualify, you have a chance now. Because the thing about having a single elimination race means anybody could win in that race, right? Where before you had the window of 1 to 3 to do as many runs as you want, and that usually guarantees the top 2 fastest cars advance. But we wanted to see guys race when it counts. We wanted to see more of the finals kind of action. And also, I think this obviously I think gives a potential advantage to guys that might be slightly slower, right? Because any one race, anything can happen. Anybody could spin, anybody could break, anything can happen. So now you just have to qualify, and then anything can happen. You have 2 single elimination races to win.
Yeah,
and you just obviously you want to turn up for those and make sure you win those races. Like if you're a really fast car, like if I had like a UGR, X2 or whatever, like I would be like, look at my opponent, right? And I'm like, okay, he runs like 210, and I'd probably try to run like 230 and just guarantee a win, not go 250.
Yeah,
but I mean, everyone else would just turn up and just go for it at that point.
Yeah,
but anything can happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that race now happens at 2.
What's that?
What class do you think you're going to run?
I mean, I've always done ethanol. That's
probably
I think ethanol.
I guess I haven't thought about it.
It's just about consistency, right?
Yeah.
That's really all.
Well, to be honest, this may be a shakedown year for Taylor, anyways, because I always say by missing Hondo, like the 3-day event, puts you at a huge disadvantage for the season, right? Because if you're missing a 3-day event right off the bat, you would have to come out for sure for all the other days and do really well in all of them, probably. Except for all-wheel drive. There's just no one signs up in all-wheel drive anymore. They're scared. So you might be able to pull it off in all-wheel drive.
Yeah, do all-wheel drive. Because then you eliminate the Vipers. And you'll eliminate the big underground cars
That's
because
true.
they
You
don't
only have to
run.
deal with yeah.
I think you'd have a
Yeah,
better
they typically
chance.
don't run in Honda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that. I mean, first I want a car that I can run out there.
I don't know how many podcasts we've done. We're like, okay, Taylor, it's gonna be done, right? It's gonna be done.
Yeah, like I don't even want to say anymore.
Talk about it. Yeah.
People listen to this and they're like, yeah, this guy, I bet he doesn't even have a car. You know.
When was the last event you actually ran? Is it over 2 years, right?
Yeah, man. I want to say it was Kansas of 22.
Oh
my God.
Was it
23
maybe?
23.
23.
It might have been 23.
I think 23.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably
22 was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, my car even has a new wrap on it now.
But you did that first.
That no one's seen.
Yeah,
it's still, I mean, it's still blue camo, but just needed to be refreshed.
Well, we have a new class, right, Todd?
I'm excited about the new class. All right, so let me explain.
Yeah.
There is a new class for 6 cylinders and down. So all the Porsches, all the Supras, I don't know, JDM cars. This is a perfect class.
All the JDM cars.
Right?
Yeah.
6 cylinders and down, and you've got to be a gated manual. So it's the limited 6, right?
Yep.
And so now...
Hey, who's the sponsor for that class?
You know, just happened to be my company, Showbox Exhibits. Is
but are you allowed to be? I mean...
Yes.
Are there any rules? Doesn't Mark Rao sponsor his event? Look, I've already heard of at least 6 more Porsches that are going to come now because of the class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
you know, when you think about it, right? When I told my team about this class, I mean, Nicene in particular, it is literally all the cars that used to compete.
Yeah,
are eligible
all
for this class.
right?
Like back in the day when we were like Trona and Coalinga, like they were like Skylines. They were, remember all the twin turbo or the turbo E46 M3s that used to be like relevant in street racing and in a half mile, like the HPF cars and all those guys. Remember?
Yeah.
HPF.
Those are now, you know, those are again, they're relevant now. They're not relevant in 2-wheel drive. They're not relevant in manual against like, you know, Mike Rieger and then, you know, and the Vipers and stuff like that. But, right. But, you know, in this class, they're relevant again. The Supras, the FDRX7s, the 5-cylinder Audis that are manual, the 5 and the 6-cylinder Audis. You know what I mean? Like, even the, like all of the old school cars that used to be out there racing have slowly phased out over the years because the dominant platforms have sort of taken their place. I mean, even like the Subarus and the Mitsubishis, right? I mean, like I mean, those are great cars too. You know, I know Miles is no longer a manual car, but I mean, but there was a time where he was a manual car, and Miles Integra with the real manual transmission at that level was like a low 200 mile per hour, you know, 205 kind of car would have been perfect for this class.
Yeah.
So it takes all of those cars that, and if you build those cars correctly and properly, you're looking at, you know, 190 to 210, most of them, and let them battle it out.
Yeah, 200 mile an hour car in that category has a chance of winning it all.
Has a great chance. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so if you think about it, a lot of cars are going to be competitive in that class.
And Todd is calling everybody out.
I'm trying. Yep, I'm excited. I know AIM has got a bunch of clients and who are excited about going back. Sean, who is Ryan's brother, they're building him his 996, the black one. It's now blue. It's beautiful.
They just painted it. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I'm sure Joe and Ryan themselves are going to bring their cars out of retirement. You know, which sucks for me because Joe has the record over me right now.
Yeah. But it's great to see those cars being relevant because like 996 and 997 are such different animals in a half mile compared to like 991s and 2s.
Yeah.
You haven't seen really haven't seen the potential of the 992s yet, but like 991s are just so dominant, you know, in the half. Like just everything from like traction and the stability of those cars at the speed. Yeah. Not to mention how like strong the engines are. People are able to go much bigger on those cars on the stock motor, and then on a built motor, they're just going way bigger.
Yeah.
So 996, 997 were like, I mean, at one point, like with Anthony's 997 and from EVOMs to like back in the day with BBI's, 996, the silver one that they used to have. I mean, those cars are all relevant again. In manual form, those cars would all be, they're all in the 200s.
Well,
it'd be great to see a shootout.
Kong's car is Kong's car is a Hollinger now, so he can't run that silver one anymore. But I know that Juan Fernandez is his black car is being rebuilt right now.
Yeah.
So he'll be back, but that he can't compete because in that class because he's a sequential. I think airship is sequential, so he's going to have to be with Taylor and the other big boys.
Well, they would have to make a decision at some point, right? Because even his car, the way it's set up, he's not going to win all-wheel drive or ethanol unless he's running every event and he sort of lucks out like Jeff did. But he could straight up like dominate, or not dominate, but really like compete at the top of this class, of this new class, if he just put a manual in there. Just an old school manual is all he's got to go with. And I mean, that car makes all the power in the world.
Yeah. No,
so,
it does.
That would be fun to see. I would love to see a Porsche, like all the Porsches just shooting out, manual transmission, that old school, like just everyone shifting down the runway. I mean, like it used to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I mean, I did have to send my car back to AIM for this year prep. The stock transmission that I had been using forever, it just it wasn't reliable. It would lock me out of fifth gear, and so it was causing a lot of over revs. So I swapped it out with a 997 box that I bought from Mark Rao that he got out of a wrecked 997 turbo. And so I rebuilt that transmission back to stock, and AIM is freshening up the motor for this year. So nothing changes for me. It's all the same power. Everything's the same. So I'm just hoping to be at all the events and running, at least low 200s to keep it consistent. And, I should have a shot. Should have a shot at winning my own class.
I know. I think you're one of these.
There's not a conflict of interest there?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to win the class you sponsor?
I'm very conflicted. Let me tell you.
I think he's. Well, I know he's allowed to, and I think it's happened in the past, obviously, with Mark winning all-wheel drive.
See, Mark is a trailblazer. He's a trailblazer. So what else? So, are you looking for sponsors? Are there any other classes that need a sponsor?
I'm always looking for class sponsors. I think we have a class or two this year that we currently don't have sponsors for, but Shift Sector will just pick up whatever's left. But it's okay. I mean, obviously, I always appreciate our sponsors, and I think most of my sponsors would speak very openly about how I do my best for them. So if you're interested, please hit me up. We appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this year you have only 4 full events, and 2 are in Texas and 2 are in Indy, right? So not Marion, but another spot. What's this new spot?
Yeah, so this new location is in Connersville, Indiana. It's actually it's slightly further east, southeast of Marion. It's as close to Cincinnati as you are to Indianapolis. So it's right on the border of Indiana and Ohio.
Okay.
I think strategically we're obviously we want to go further east. Haven't had much luck, on the East Coast specifically. Yeah. I would love to be in Florida, love to be, in Georgia somewhere. Yeah. But unfortunately, just not having any luck with the runways or airports there. So and I wish we could, but in an ideal world, we would have 5 or 6 events, and we would have one if we could add like an East Coast event and a West Coast event, like California or Nevada or Arizona, and then one in like Florida or Georgia would be a perfect world. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it works for us. Mm-hmm. We have to hustle and grind every location we get. But Connersville is fantastic in terms of like the runway looks identical to Marion. It's the same surface, same textured surface.
Oh, nice.
400 feet longer.
Oh, okay.
Longer than Marion. So when you stand on the runway, it looks just like Marion.
But Marion is already so long,
right? Yeah, Marion. Everyone loves Marion because it's sort of weird, and I'm sure there's a physics or a scientific reason behind it. I think everyone would agree that Abilene gives you the most grip, but for some reason, all the records seem to fall in Marion.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I mean, the grip is good, but you would figure more grip is better. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the records have been falling in Abilene as much as in Marion. So having said that, this runway in Connersville looks just like Marion. It's in the same state. So whatever luck, or, that surface or whatever it is, I think it's going to do really well for guys. It's a very small town, like most of our events, but this is a very small town. Like our host hotel is like 20 minutes away in another town because there's no hotels here.
Okay.
But having said that, the airport is extremely, extremely excited to host us. I've been on multiple Zoom chats with the mayor, and he's like super excited as well. And he wants to promote the event, and he wants to promote more events in his town. So our first time there will be the last weekend of May, and I'm just hoping for a superb turnout so that it's something that we can continue to do is go back there.
So how far? So you're saying the closest hotel or the town itself is 20 minutes from the track?
The hotel, yeah. Can't remember the name of the town, but we're like 20, 25 minutes away. Our hotel is from the airport, because that town is so small. They actually only have motels.
Connersville Airport Metal Field.
That's it. Yeah.
I see. Oh, it's basically just east of Indy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just east of Indy and just west of Cincinnati.
Ah. Cool. Okay. Not really any closer for the drive from Texas, but okay.
Yeah, it's about cool. If you're north of Connersville, then it's like the same because Marion's north.
Yeah,
is more north than it is east. And then, but if you're coming from Florida, which some of our drivers come from, that's definitely closer. Yeah, that's probably an hour and a half closer, which is not a huge deal, but I think in the end it matters to some guys.
Yeah. How did you find this new airport?
They actually reached out to me.
Really?
Yeah, which like never happens. It's like, yeah.
Oh, they have kind of tied to the event?
They reached out to me actually a while ago. And this is what happened. They reached out to me last year, and I had already planned to do 2 in Marion. Remember last year we did 2 in Marion? Because our Cali event, our negotiations with Chuck Walla ended, and that it didn't work out. I'll just say that. But we wanted to keep doing Chuck Walla, but it just wasn't going to work out. So our season had already been planned with California as the season opener, and it just turned out that wasn't going to happen. So all of a sudden we were in a situation where like, crap, we were planning for 5 events and now we have 4. And I thought, if we were ever going to do 2, I thought it would be a great idea to do 2 in Marion, and it turned out to be a disaster because I'm either really inefficient at getting information out because people were confused. Like everyone just thought it was one event in Marion. So some people would show up to the first event and didn't realize the second one was still happening, or people showed up to the second one, didn't realize the first one happened. But whatever it was, like people just couldn't get it. Most people couldn't figure out that there were 2. And so it was like the 2 events almost like split between the 2 rather than having 2 big events in Marion.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work out the way I thought it would. And the truth is, like, I didn't like the vibe of having 2 at the same venue. But Connersville had reached out to me right after that we had planned to do 2 in Marion. So at that point, it really was just about like, if the 2 in Marion didn't work, I was like, we could try at Connersville. And the way it worked out is it didn't work. 2 in Marion didn't work out the way I thought it would. So as soon as the season ended, I reached out to Connersville to see what we could do to make it work. And they made it really easy. They were like, let's do it. Like, yeah, they were all about it.
Awesome. And once again, we cannot camp on the track at Connersville. No.
It's our first year event, and I never try to go there yet. But having said that, I think we will be camping and we're camping in Hondo.
Yep.
The last 2 years we did camping like restricted, but we allowed certain people. Like I let Todd, some of the guys I trust and are close with, I say, hey, you could stay. You can also be my eyes just to make sure that people are behaving. We stayed in Kansas, I think, last year for a few people. And then Marion, we also stayed a few people. I think this year we're going to probably go full in Marion probably as well.
Cool. All right.
Abilene will never be able to because it literally when we shut down, planes start landing on that runway. So
that is a giant. Yeah, that's busy. I'm sure.
Yeah. Like every year when I land in Abilene, my American Airlines flight lands on the runway we're racing on. I look at Carolina, I'm like, we're racing on the surface.
No kidding. I didn't realize that.
The same runway. They land in and then they taxi across. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's why we'll never be able to camp there. But I have a feeling that if we just behave and do what we always do, which is responsible racing in Connersville this year, I'm sure they'll allow camping next year.
Okay,
so
good.
They seem really cool about it.
Good deal. Well, fantastic. So, do you know, like, you have your ear to the grapevine, and anything cooking that you can kind of tell us about? Any new builds that could be coming to Shift Sector? Any new things we don't know?
I will say that I think potentially there's two things I think that I'm looking forward to potentially this year. One of them is I think NA class is going to blow open for the first time in a while. Mostly because I've heard of a couple of builds for NA that are being built that are going to challenge that 200 mile per hour barrier. And you guys know as well as I do, 200 miles per hour. I mean, 180 at the half mile is a really, really, really fast street car. You know what I mean? I think we've all been these events and how fast these cars go. Like, we forget, like, on the street, if you have a 180 mile per hour standing half mile car, like you're not losing many street races. You're not going to lose to your buddies. You're not losing, or some random guy shows up at the light next to you. You're going to kick his ass if you're a 180 car. So a 200 mile per hour car is absolutely insane. Yeah. We don't say that enough because we're always like, oh, he went 252 or he went 236, right? And you're like, holy shit. And then someone goes 200 and it just seems so like whatever, but it's so fast. Like, people don't realize how fast. I mean, I grew up watching the Texas Mile and I always wanted a t-shirt, you know what I mean? And that's in a mile. So it's like to do it in a half mile is insane. And to do it NA, to me, it's just like, it's mind blowing, right? Like, you guys remember that C5, the white Corvette that Vengeance built that went like 199? Yeah. So I think we'll see that car back at some point this year. I don't think we'll see it in Hondo, maybe not Connersville. I think maybe like Marion, maybe. Okay. But the new owner of that car has reached out and said that he would like to make a run for that 200 mile per hour in an NA car. And I know at least one other guy is building a car that is supposed. The goal is to do that as well. So that's at least two cars in NA trying to go 200 miles per hour. And if either of them or both of them succeed, it's going to be an incredible year for NA class. Because again, that's, the winners are going 174 last year. I mean, you're talking about,
that's a big jump.
26 mile per hour over the winners of last year.
Yeah. And the winner was the orange car, right?
The orange car, yes.
Yeah, the Camaro. Yeah.
Yeah, and he and Malone were going like within a mile per hour, half a mile per hour of each other. And
Malone's in the black Corvette, right?
Yeah, and actually for the last event of the year, he actually bought a new car. Yeah. It was another C6 Z06, but the points go with the driver, so as long as it qualifies for that class, it's an A car. But yeah, I mean, they were going like mid 170s, so 200 would be insane. Absolutely. And then the other thing is, I know a lot of a number of Viper owners that have really upgraded their game and their car. And so if we thought the Vipers were fast before, like, they're going to be even faster this year, believe it or not. Like,
is nitrous allowed in the NA class?
No.
No power adders.
No power adders.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fast.
I
mean, so that's 1,300 horsepower NA or 1,400 NA.
Yeah. Right. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. So I think between the NA class and we're going to see a big year, I think, for Vipers across the board. All the Vipers from last year, I mean, they were going 230s, 220s, 230s. I think we're going to be seeing them going 230s and 240s this year. Yeah, and if
Nth Moto shows up, with Will's car,
I think Nth Moto is planning to show up, and obviously you guys know Calvo is always there. Yeah, and they're big cars, so the fast cars amongst their teams have all. I think they're all going faster. Yeah. And so I think what we're going to see at the end of next year is that they're only a step away from the other V10s, which is going to be really cool to see. A platform that's completely different, right? Because the Huracans and the R8s are like the same at the end of the day. But like see the Viper join that club of, like, I think we're only a year ish away from seeing a Viper go 250 plus.
Yeah.
So that's the number I think we'll probably see in the next 12 to 18 months. It's 250 for a Viper.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And
I think it's about time because that platform can do it for sure.
Well, we're definitely looking forward. I mean, I know Taylor's he can't get excited, but I tell you what, I'm looking forward to it again this year.
Yeah.
I live
It's
for
not that my excitement's gone. The roller coaster of emotions of up and down. Am I going to make it? Am I not?
I think once you get your car back, it's gonna be really different for you, because all I've seen from AIM in the past, I mean, they've been coming to the events for 10 years now in Indy. They've been there since the beginning, and I think we just did year 10 or 11 in Marion, and I can tell you that team shows up and they're very prepared and their cars run all week. I very rarely see, guys not run the whole weekend. So I think you'll have a different experience once everything's up and running and everything's back. And especially the events where they attend, which I imagine might be the 2 Indy events. If you show up to those 2 and they're going to be there to also support and take a look.
Well, I want to say oh, you know what? I misspoke. I was at the Abilene event. I just didn't have my camo car. I had my 991.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you had just
and that did come out. Right? Joe came out there and supported us, and it was great. It was great having somebody there that was supporting and paying attention and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is nice, to be honest. Like from my experience as someone who's raced and driven in the past, and you guys, I'm sure, can attest. Is I don't know why all shops don't do it. It's to show up and. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's going to cost you some money to be there. Maybe you charge your customers or you don't, but it completely changes the experience of the driver that's racing that weekend. Is to just have someone there to just take a quick peek at your car, just gives you all the confidence in the world. I mean, if I were a shop owner, I'd be at every event.
Yeah. If you can afford it, as long as the clients pay for it.
If the clients pay for it, or if it's as simple as a flight and a hotel, like you can afford it. I mean, I get it. At the end of the day, some of these shop owners. My point is, I think it's worth it. I think that they're going to get their investment into flying out, spending a weekend in Texas somewhere for a race, paying for food, renting a car. Like, what else are they really spending money on, right? I think they're going to get that back in multiples by the customers that they're supporting. I really do believe that.
Well, plus it's fun.
Yeah, but for them it might not be fun, right? They're dealing with cars and assholes all week in the car world. The last thing they want to do, show up to an event and have to answer a million questions by like strangers. But I'm just saying, because I've raced and I see the racers and I see how happy the ones are that have guys there and the guys that are just, overwhelmed and just running around like a chicken, no head on,
Yeah.
And then their tuner shows up and everything's cool all of a sudden. Right. Oh yeah, he's good. He's looking at it. I'm so happy now. Like, it just makes such a big difference. And I think it builds branding and it builds client loyalty. I just, I don't know. I feel like it's a small investment to make, and you're going to experience that when you show up to an event with your new build and those AIM guys are there, and you go out and you come in and you're like, oh, I thought I heard something in third gear, and someone jumps on the laptop and tells you what it was. Like, bro, like your whole weekend is cool. It's awesome. You're not going to bed thinking, oh shit, is this going to cost me?
That'll be nice.
grand?
That'll be
Right?
nice.
Yeah.
Like I still do that when they are there.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's hurt. Should I go out again? No. Well, I'm going to do it anyway because I got some points on the line.
I'm already here. Might as well.
The times I've done that and my car does break because I go to bed, I'm like, I thought that last run the engine didn't sound great, right? It just sounded like it was just trying to breathe and it couldn't. And you're like, no, it's fine. Just turn it up to PSI and go tomorrow. Nope.
Todd's whole theory is never lift.
Never lift.
I mean, when he did that, when he told me that's when I blew up the turbo. So that was good. Send the fire trucks down after me. It's smoking down the whole flipping half.
That literally happened to me in Coaling. I spit a fucking piece of the turbo out the exhaust that big. I'm like, and Tim showed it to me. He's like, we should have parked the car.
Yeah, the turbine wheel of mine came off and it dented. You could see on the exhaust, it dented it from the inside out as it came out.
As it hit the angle.
Yep.
Oh, racing. So good. All right. So you have any more big trips before Hondo? I guess you may have canceled your big vacation, huh?
I was supposed to be in Hawaii right now, but it's underwater, so I'm here instead. But
So
I'm excited.
I thought you chose us over Hawaii.
Thanks, buddy.
No.
No.
Hawaii's my place, bro. I love Hawaii.
Caroline's like, yeah, no, I'm taking Hawaii over those two bozos.
No, so I made it up to. We're lucky. We're actually because she was pretty bummed out that we had to cancel. So the pool's been just heated up all week, and she's been sunbathing and swimming all week. I'm like, we'll turn the backyard into,
in Hawaii
for you.
Little Hawaii.
So, yeah, a little bit.
Cool.
Funny. Awesome. Well, great recap, everybody. And
excited for the year. This is going to be really fun.
I'm super excited. I'm waiting for AIM to send me my car back. And I guess, Taylor, you're not going to make Hondo, I guess, because of your surgery?
Yeah. I mean, I talked to the doctor about it, and they pretty much were like, this isn't even a question. I mean, look, once I have the surgery and I have a little bit of recovery, I can see, but it's going to be too close to the surgery for sure. So we'll see. I've got a whole bunch of manual transmission cars that will be ready to be picked up in the next 2 or 3 weeks that will be tricky to drive without my right arm. And then I just joined the local racetrack, which I guess I'll have to postpone that a little bit because I'll have to turn there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, I bought a backup 6-speed turbo, so in case the red car one goes down, I'll just bring the black one.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the 996, right? 996 turbo. I'm so jealous.
I love it. I love to hop in and turn it on, and it just.
She wouldn't have sold it to me anyways. She doesn't
like
me.
No, I love you, but this car, I love.
She wouldn't have sold it to me. She's like, "Oh, you run Shift Sector? That's going to be like an extra 25%."
Yeah, exactly. The value. All right. Well, we will get this. If you're watching this, we just recorded it like yesterday. So Taylor, get this up as soon as you can.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. We're going to do this as much as we can this year, Jason, if you don't mind. If you want to join us, we'd love it.
Let's do it.
And
let's do the season and let's run the season down. I would love to explain more about the season points, especially like recapping after each event, who's running at the top of which class.
Oh, love it. Let's do it.
In a perfect world, I always imagine doing something from one of the events, but that's tricky because we're so busy when we're there.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out.
Yeah.
Let's discuss options after the recording. I would like to talk to you guys about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can think about that. It's not that difficult, but we'd have to find the time. So, all right, boys, we'll see you next time.
Okay. Sounds good.
Later.
Cheers.